All right, so we finally did it. We won the national tour in Packwood. We've been trying for years and years and years, so super stoked about that. It was a lot of fun, had a great time, super close racing. It didn't start out so great. I'll show you here in just a minute, but we DNF'd our first run, my first run, going around the corner into that fast slalom area and into the showcase, just way too hot into that corner. But I'll let you take a look at that now.
Oh, baby, straight to the...
I wanted to mention about that, just a quick thing, is if you blow a gate or you hit a cone, you definitely want to get back up, get back online, get back up to speed as soon as possible, and finish out that course at speed, because you only get 3 runs, and especially at a tour, but really any autocross. You want to use that time that you have to see the course at speed. So definitely did that. And then my second run, so I was dead last DNF for my first run. Looked like people were putting down pretty fast times, around the 50-second mark. My second run, we went and we jumped the field, so I went straight to the top on my second run, which was giving me some hope. I was really excited about that, coming through the finish. Although had to lead by 34 thousandths off of my second run, so it wasn't a comfortable lead, and knew that I still needed to push as hard as I could. Going into the third run, I was kind of running last, or I was second driver, car number 176, so most people ran before me with each of their runs, and people were starting to get faster and faster. Rich Blake was like a 10th in front of me off of his third run, and then this guy, Eddie Jorgensen, just came out of nowhere and put down 7/10 improvement on his third run, and so he jumped the field, sitting at the top of the field, going into the second day for him, and he was a couple tenths in front of me at that point. So going into my third run, which I'll let you take a look at now, I was a couple tenths back from that number 69 car on my third run.
It's a 47.425. Over these top 3 coming into day 2. 49.452 is the delta for Eddie Jorgensen. Rich Blake, .090 back. Carson Orud at third, .041 back. My goodness, E Street is going to be fun to talk about tomorrow.
And so you can see pretty good run there on my third run. I slid the car a little bit coming down off of that final slalom, or not, the slalom in the back of the course, and it was a really fast slalom, hit the rev limiter there, and then a pretty hard turnaround to the left there. Slid the car a little bit. My second run actually looked smoother than that, but this third run, I was able to claw back half a tenth. So marginal improvement there. Third run was fastest, and I was basically like a tenth and a half back from the lead going into day two. Was 0.131 seconds back from the leader. Rich Blake was still in front of me. Then I knew that I was within striking distance of being able to contend for the win on day two, but still not in a comfortable spot. Super close racing. Had Blake DeWitt just a couple tenths back from me, and I knew, going into this event that he had won it last year, and so really tough competition. But going into run one on day two, I gained 63 thousandths of a second on the leader overall, and so I was basically cut that deficit in half at that point. Still about 60 thousandths or so out of the lead off of that first run that I had in day two. And then Eddie Jorgensen, who was the leader going into day two, he had a 49.7 second run, but he coned it, and so that was no good for him on his second run. But I was thinking, oh geez, I have to get down into the 49s going into my second run on day two. Everybody was sitting low 50s for the most part. He was the only one that had put down a 49.7, just blazing fast, but for an E Street car. And so running second run day two, just all out as fast as I could. I'll let you take a look at that run now. That ended up being my fast run for the day.
Margo into the finish. I'm not seeing any drama. What's Taylor got for us? A nice tidy line. 48.869. 48.869. Carson's going to move ahead of Eddie Jorgensen and take over the top spot. It's now Orud over Jorgensen, 2.5 tenths, and then Rich Blake, 0.166 back. Let's go back to XP action. John Jobin, 48.165. 48.165 stays in 6th. E Street, it was Carson Orud coming in, taking it over from Eddie Jorgensen, so it's going to come down to third runs. Eddie showing he had a 49.7, but it was carrying a cone.
Way to go!
All right. Oh my goodness, Andy McKee.
And so coming off of that second run, day two, that put me in the lead. I knew that we could do it at that point, and it wasn't a comfortable lead again. I was 66 thousandths in front of Eddie Jorgensen, or I guess at that point I didn't really know he was going into his third run. So I was really hoping my second run would hold, and it ended up that it did hold. And finished out, kind of slotting out from there, 66 thousandths in front of the 69 car on day 2. Not comfortable at all, but a win is a win, and we've been trying at this for so long. Just super stoked about the results there. Love that it was close. And I was looking at our results going back, because we've been doing national tours since 2017. We've only missed a couple of them. But going back to 2017, I was just curious about the results. We finished 5th in our first one, 6th in the next one in 18, 2nd place in 2020, 6th place in 2022, and 2nd place last year to Blake in 2023. So it feels really good to get this win. It's been a long time coming. I want to thank Mazda Motorsports for their contingency program, best in the business as far as that goes. Thank Hawk Brakes for their contingency program. Always got to thank my dad, #1 supporter there, and co-driver. Always fun to race with him, and of course all my friends that have always supported me and believed in me, believed that I could do it all these years. So thank you to everybody, and the E Street group. This is like the best group of guys to race with. Super friendly, great camaraderie. You could see some of that on the video there, and close racing. So it's an awesome group to race with. But thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next one.